Would you just like a regular?
I've never seen you here before. How do you know my order?
The other girl told me before she went on break.
Oh. Alright, I'm meeting someone, so I'll just wait. Hey, it's nice to see you.
What's up? Why'd you call me last minute to the seedy place? You know I have my group meetings on Thursdays.
That's actually why I called. You're the only person that could truly understand what I've uncovered.
What you've uncovered? What does that even mean?
I think I've finally seen past the veil. I believe I know something that's beyond normal comprehension. And it's something I haven't told anyone for fear of my own safety.
I'm listening.
Your group does what it can to inform each other on the truth regarding current events and hidden information the public is shielded from. To some, you might be whack jobs that sit at your computer chairs, wasting away on forums devoted to flight patterns and restaurant receipts, working tirelessly to make any connection possible to powerful individuals. But these networks of individuals are all smoke and mirrors.
Are we ready to order now?
I was thinking of trying something new. How's the Sagatoni pesto?
Oh, I'd say it's flavorful.
Sounds good. I'll get that too.
Alright.
As I was saying, I think I'm on the verge of a breakthrough. Something that dates back decades, involving various governmental leaders and agencies that span across the globe.
That sounds like dangerous information. No, I'm interested.
It's more than interesting. It's something that could shake the very fabric of regular life. It could upend society as we know it. Something groundbreaking. And right in front of our noses this entire time.
That sounds like some sort of
That's a word that won't be used in this video, and I'm sure the audience is well aware of the context of this skit and do not need that specific word to be uttered by any characters involved in order to understand.
video?
As I was saying, ultimately this information doesn't come without warning. And even though your group focuses on things in this general area, I'd kindly ask that you don't inform anyone of any of this until my research is fully complete and I have a kill switch of sorts to ensure my, and now even your, safety. Okay, I won't avoid it any longer. There's a reason I brought you here, to a restaurant. The context of eating was too important. It's the only way you truly understand. What I have here might seem mundane, but soon it'll all make sense. All the world powers, every major event in recent history, they all connect to this.
Do I even want to open this? Are these salt and pepper shakers?
Indeed they are. And they're the link to everything.
Is this some kind of joke? I mean, I know my group's kind of weird, but this is almost insulting.
I figured you'd take it that way. But no, none of this is a joke. And most of it is verified through these documents I obtained. Don't ask me how.
Okay. The Federal Bureau of Control? What even is this?
They're an extension of our government and its various shadow agencies. With connections that are hidden from the public, the Bureau operates out of a headquarters in New York known as the Oldest House. Their work centers around various objects that can manipulate reality in ways regular people could never understand. These revolve around what they call objects of power. All of that is in these documents, but the main focus here is a study done by researcher Casper Darling. He's one of the big names in the Bureau, and he's got a few notes on salt and pepper shakers in there.
This is a lot to take in. You're saying they're objects that can change the reality in which we live in?
It's not just that. They focus on AWEs, or altered world events. When these objects impact our perceived reality, the Bureau works to remedy these events.
Okay, I guess I can get behind this line of thinking. But you said it had connections that span back throughout history. Where's the evidence of that in these documents?
That's where my own research comes into play, and why I brought you here. There's actually one more thing I haven't mentioned. I've dabbled into the occult as of late, and I believe I've reached a revelation.
Why do the craziest of my kind always dip into the occult?
Don't lose focus now. This is where it all comes together. Traditionally, this process is done in secret and must be done alone. Through certain levels of meditation and maybe even some family lineage, there are those that can locate a higher level of thinking. Place both hands on the table face down.
Our food didn't even get here yet.
Close your eyes. This is my mind place. Well, maybe not mine, but a recreation of one. Regardless, it'll work for what we're doing, and I'm about to show you how everything connects.
I don't even know what this...
Let's start with where things all began. The year is 1947. You should recognize...
Roswell.
Exactly. News agencies saw from afar what looked to be scorched earth from some sort of aircraft. Most assumed it was a UFO. The government declared it a lost weather balloon. But the truth is more strange than fiction. The truth is, it was Pepper unearthing itself, becoming sentient and rising to the surface.
Pepper became sentient. It had a mind of its own?
And that's not all. The government had known about this even before that. Think about 1836 Texas.
The Alamo?
Precisely. Davy Crockett was a chef at the Alamo restaurant and bar. Our own government caught wind of a salt gold mine, or a salt mine if you will, that he was harboring. And working alongside the then president of Mexico, they created a plan to end the power dynamic created by these freedom-fighting Texans. The Mexican government would clean house, and the American agencies would swoop in and collect the salt left over. A win-win for both governmental bodies.
That's insane. Why would they even...
But it doesn't stop there. Flipping back over to the AWE in Roswell, we can look at the ramifications of the event. Staying true to his name, Truman did his best to reveal the cover-up that had happened in the first stage of his presidency, but various agencies made it impossible to ever reveal the cover-up fully. And while he might have in his second incumbency, term limits were enacted in 1951, 2 years prior to the next election, in order to conceal the truth. Succeeding Truman, Eisenhower's presidency casts us further into the dark through the creation of the S&P 500.
The stock analysts?
Yes, though its original purpose would be far more sinister. As a gag directed right at the American people, the most powerful of the elites, working in tandem with the most powerful corporations, created a faux security network that would ensure normalcy for the general public. They would be too overwhelmed with constant corporations and political theater to ever even notice. All the while, salt and pepper were slowly being sifted into every crevice of their lives.
But all that money, it was being used to what? Are you suggesting our economy was fake too? That these jobs we have are just to make the lessers feel like they're making a difference in this world they can't even begin to understand?
Again, yes. As hard as it may be to swallow, all the signs point to that being the case. Many of these things we have no power over have been planned for decades on end, and they all pale in comparison to the power of these two common spices. Every restaurant, every antique store, every snowstorm, even in the ocean itself, these powerful elements are there.
So let's say you're correct. I mean, how is it not common knowledge at this point? How have more people not made the connection?
Actually, the answer is more simple than you'd expect. The various governmental powers have done the one thing people can never see through. They put it right in front of us at every corner. I'm not sure on the specifics, but it seems the AWE revolving around salt and pepper are time sensitive. They work cyclically, and while they may not happen everywhere, for now it seems the Bureau doesn't even know the pattern.
I'm sure you have your theory then.
3 of the biggest events happen on the same cycle. The US elections, the Summer Olympics, and leap year. So much to talk about, so much to overwhelm us. Ever wonder why the Summer Olympics are so heavily pushed, while the Winter Olympics aren't?
I guess I hadn't.
It's because it's convenient for them. During this time, everyone's so hyper-focused on these worldwide events that researchers and foreign agencies can work together more openly. And when there's a large influx of foreign nationals on flights, no one bats an eye. They just chalk it up to people traveling for the Olympics or certain holidays and don't think further on it.
Interesting.
And it doesn't end there. I know you're a fan of music. I can tell from your shirt there.
The old gods of Asgard? Yeah, they rule.
Can't argue there. But the 80s had another distraction that ruled. Salt and Pepper were a hip-hop pair that came out of, wouldn't you guess it, New York. This one doesn't need much explaining. The oldest house was right down the block. They did all they could to make people associate these powerful items with a plethora of distractions.
So they had our economy, the music industry, and even some historical events infiltrated, all in order to shroud these condiments?
And the worst hasn't even been revealed yet. Why do you think we haven't returned to the moon?
Don't tell me.
That's right. You guessed it. It's one giant salt lick.
I don't believe it. I can't.
Removing rust, lowering freezing points of snow, tackling body odor, seances,
Salt.
fixing leaky radiators, deterring pests, fixing migraine headaches.
Pepper.
Now you see the truth.
Jeez, you guys had a lot to talk about. I was just gonna let you finish before coming over. Please enjoy.
This looks great. Thanks.
So let me get this whole thing straight. Our government, with various agencies and other influential people, work together to hide a secret that has been kept for decades.
And it's been so normalized that even the average person sees right past it. Who would believe you? I mean, how could you make anyone see? This is insane. I can't believe it. But you've done the research and, well, I guess that's it. Really getting into that. How is it?
Needs more salt.
Oh. I got most of it on me. Guess I'll be right back. That folder. Can I take a look?
Actually, it's personal.
I'm from the Bureau. I'm taking you in.
What? No.
Great. Nothing with the bill.
A mop and a bucket. A coffee cup. A flickering light in the darkness. The echoes of lost patrons assailing me at any hour of the day. Pepper. A swirling void. Sucking and consuming everything around it. Salt. Rocks intensifying every bite. Dehydrating. From the shadows I hear, "This marlin is divine," followed by a series of ever-slowing cackles. Who are these people? They're all I can hear. The scratching utensils laughing at me. Their sense of humor haunts me as I'm locked within this eatery from hell.
You'll never get out of here. You're never gonna leave.
You're a fail, right?
I sit at a table, A7, writing pages, trying to escape the only way I know how. Orders being relayed back to customers can be heard faintly, but here, I'm the only one serving my time. Crumbs surrounding me. They're everywhere. No escape. The hunger I feel never goes away, no matter how much I eat. A cruel joke. The first restaurant that consumes you. I wander past the booths only to find myself right where I started. I've tried everything here, but nothing works. No escape. No escape. Progress comes only from tapping into the darkness, things no one should ever do. This restaurant is living. It's breathing. It's keeping me here while pushing me away. Fate's mockery on full display. When all food here is expired, but I can't. Wow, that sure was scary. Alan Wake 2 is a dual protagonist survival horror game following a string of ritualistic sacrifices and the looming mystery of the prolific lost writer Alan Wake. The story follows the protagonist, Saga Anderson, in her search to uncover the mystery behind them, all the while uncovering secrets about herself. Simultaneously, the titular character and deuteragonist Alan Wake is in a search of his own, to get out of a never-ending, unknown, alternate world while also searching for his wife. The game offers an immersive investigative mechanic that aids players in fully realizing the intricacies of the world and its many connections to the people and environments. Both Alan and Saga can leave the regular game environment at will to review collected notes and clues, and in Alan's case, directly alter the environment in specific areas. This departure from regular gameplay brings about a needed respite from the various horrors at every corner. The game features 2 concurrent storylines, and the protagonist's storylines may be completed in any order up to a certain point. This versatility in gameplay provides a more fulfilling narrative experience. Through various world-building devices, links to previous entries and other owned IP, and even a crossover to real life through the performance in the 2023 Game Awards, the Remedy universe feels fully realized in this installment. Having won Best Narrative, Best Art Direction, and Best Game Direction is a clear indication of the strength of this title. If you're looking for a unique and refreshing survival horror experience, Remedy delivers as usual with Alan Wake 2.